Hello everybody, my name is Lucas, and welcome back to another world tour. This time is a little bit special since we've officially reached 24 months inside of my world, which means it's a 2-year world tour. I've come up with a little bit of an idea. Every 2 years I want to do an all-encompassing world tour where I go through every single thing I've ever done in Minecraft, or at least try, because I'm definitely going to forget things, and I'm going to try and go into extreme detail, so you guys can get the complete picture of what I was thinking, what I was doing, and what is built and why. And before we get started, the world download will be available in the description, if you would like to play in this world yourself. So from spawn on day 1, March 29th, 2020, was officially the first day that I started. Hadn't even started streaming it. By the way, this is being recorded live, twitch.tv/RuDog1. You want to come pop over on the streams. So, from spawn, I was like, I want to pick a good spot to build. And so I came out to 2380, 3700. And the reason I picked this spot is because it's a flower forest. And originally none of this was here, and I'll talk about it later. But I was just interested by sort of mountains, forest, and more mountains, and kind of a little plains area, and then I would be nested right in the middle and sort of build on the little pond. So first thing I did was I dug myself a little hole. I obviously decorated it later, but this is pretty much where I lived out of, a little hole. And in here we had just our basic storage stuff. This is all stuff from when I moved to my new base. Had a little bell here for decoration. I don't know why it's here. Oh. Interesting. And then back here, we had a mine. Originally, my nether portal used to be right here. But I moved it to up here, because the only reason I come over here now is for mob loot and stuff. And there's a mob farm up there, so I don't need to be down here. But if we go down here, and instead of going, I'm just going to use Tweakaroo FreeCam. This is the first mines. You can see the sort of branch mine, go in all directions. And then over here, notice it looks like there's a whole bunch of explosions. This is where I fight the Wither. Every time I want to fight the Wither in the overworld, I always come here. I don't know why I do it, but you can kind of see the blast radius. Like 1 initial spawn, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So this is how I got all my resources in the early game. And coming up back here and into the sort of floating base. Got little pathways here. And something you notice about my building throughout the entire world tour is I'm a terrible builder. Right? I don't put a lot of effort into building. But my philosophy when it comes to building is if the world has changed in some way, I have made a positive impact. And so this to me, while it may not look good, it makes me feel good because I accomplished it, because I built something there. And so that's sort of my philosophy. It doesn't have to look good. You just have to settle with, not settle, but sort of come to enjoy just building things to build things. Anyways, this is crop farm. This used to be a carrot farm, but I harvested it all. Wheat farm. You've got melons and pumpkins, just because you need a farm for those, because why not? These are spruce tree little patches. Also, yes, I know this is spaced one more over. Fight me. So I could grow the 2x2 large spruce trees all the way up without spreading ugly pods all everywhere. Used to be beehives over here before I took them and moved them. This is because of a forest fire, I think. Or I think I burned them down, one of the two. Had a sugarcane farm. This used to be a cow pen before I killed all the cows to have a whole bunch of food, so I wouldn't need to farm immediately at my new base. My whole goal with the base was to kind of expand in 4 directions, and this was going to be sort of the center. So you've got boom, 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 and then boom. But this way didn't really work, so I just settled for 3. And I originally had planned to expand more over here, as you can see by the bridge. I wanted to build inside this wall here, sort of turn it into like a smelter, a super smelter sort of thing, where everything kind of gets built into the wall and kind of taking after my original base over there. Build into the wall and then flatten this out and build up like a village, but that never happened. I decided to move because the base that I'm currently living at is technically a temporary base. So all of the world tours that you've seen, that's going to be a temporary base. I am going to move from there eventually, and that's happening semi-soon. And when I say soon, you have to remember that the entire lifespan of this world is my lifespan. So soon is like 4 years. It'll probably be sooner than that, hopefully. But keep that in mind when I give timescales of things. Like, why are you doing this method when it takes, forever to do? Because time isn't an issue. I've got the rest of my life to build things the way I want to. Also, rip squid. So keep that in mind when sort of putting what I'm talking about into perspective. Anyways, I'm still going to stay in free cam. What we have up here is a mob farm design by John Bams. Go check him out on Twitch. His username is literally John Bams. It's straightforward, simple. We've got cobblestone slabs to stop spiders from spawning. I don't know why I put blocks here. I think I ran out or something. I don't know. And then this is a general mob farm, but I sort of turned it into a creeper farm in some spots when I needed specific gunpowder. So I tried to put trapdoors up here, and then I tore them down, and then I built a better Enderman grinder for XP. This is a great source of early game XP. And when I built up around it, these are chests for loot. You got your enchanting set up. And my pride and joy, Mr. Lucky Boy. This is a naturally spawned, fully enchanted diamond armor zombie. Less than 1 month into the world, I had acquired him. He spawned in here, and when I was hitting him, I was like, why does it look like he has diamond? And it turns out he did have diamond. Now, hate me, call me weird names, call me mean names. I did cheat in this name tag. Because I didn't have a name tag. Yes, I could have set up a little 1x1 water source and fished for a name tag, but I was a noob, and so I cheated in the name tag. Hate me, whatever, call me mean names. I don't care. But sadly, he couldn't pick up items. So he's not technically perfect, because then I would give him a netherite sword. That would look cool. But eventually, I'll put him in a museum. And crazy enough is there's another one of these, except without an unenchanted helmet, somewhere in my world in the desert. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I will definitely find it, and we'll include it in the world tour. We've got a portal to the Nether, and so on and so forth. And that pretty much concludes the base, my first base. I think I lasted about 3 weeks here before I decided to move. But it's nice and cozy. So something to notice about this little plant is it's a cactus in a pot, and it looks so good. It is the only plant that I have ever put in a pot in this world. If we scroll down, plants potted 1. There it is. That's always interesting. I've always found that interesting. I guess for the world tour, I will pan through my stats. You guys can pause and do whatever you want with this. Just sort of pan through. Here's my items. Yes, I've mined a lot of stone. Yes, you will see where I've mined a lot of this stone later in the world tour. If you don't know already, I've hand dug lots of perimeters. Mined shulker boxes a lot. Mobs. I've killed. The most killed mob is the Enderman. We're approaching 200,000 Endermen. Just sort of scroll through here, pausing when you want. And yes, I have run the /kill command on myself once, 3 weeks into the world, because that's when I didn't care about. I wasn't a streamer, I wasn't a content creator, I just played this world to play Minecraft, so I didn't care. That concludes this little portion of my base. Now, if we take the bubble elevator, I will fly us to my temporary base, as I like to call it. I was building it around when Iskal had his temporary base that he had some funny acronym for. So if I jump off here, it will take us perfectly to my new base. As we approach the base, the first thing to notice is my house. If I want to, I will throw the first screenshot of this house up on screen right now. And you can see the original idea that I was going for here is this bell shape sort of thing right here. I don't know why it's a bell shape. I just kind of plopped it down and said, yes, bell shape. And I originally decorated the walls, and the original section of my base was just the main bell. The two additions on the side are new after the fact. I don't know. I don't know what this roof is. I wanted to try something new. Not even me, not even I can comprehend what the heck is this. But it does kind of look cool. I don't know. This just that's my roof. And then a creeper blew a hole in my roof, so I patched it up with cobblestone. And I made the border sort of all types of wood. You can see I kind of alternated between light and dark wood. So if it's light on the bottom row, then it's dark on the top row, and you can kind of see that. And obviously there's some outliers, but for the most part, you can kind of see what I was going for. As we snap back inside, this is the front here. We get crafting tables for easy access. We've got sort of a layman's furnace array. I used to have an enchanting setup here before I built the room, so that's why this is here, and there's some bookshelves and leftover stuff. Over here is the shrine to Cookie. This is my first cat I ever tamed in the world, and Grace named him Cookie. And then we've got Cheese, which Grace also named, and then over here we've got Titan, which was the most liked comment on the 18th month world tour to name the cat. And then there's some more unnamed ones because I needed to breed them. But realistically, he's supposed to be up here, Cheese is supposed to be over here, and Titan's supposed to be over here. But they're off. We've got 3 mob heads from the only thunderstorm that I have ever not slept through, as I sleep almost every night in this world. And then the way we acquired those heads is by using my favorite trident, the Mac Backpack Flying No Slack Knockback Attack. Mac is one of my mods. I have no idea why I decided to name it after him, but it has channeling, and in 1.17, when they expanded the character limit up to 50 characters, I of course had to fill it out. If you would like me to add anything, let me know in the comments below. But it's an impaling yeah, it's got channeling on it, so we can summon the power of Zeus with our with our trident. Over here, we have a storage system. Storage room, I should say. This is my wall of shulkers. Whenever I instantly need a shulker, I can just bop one. I do have a stack of 20 on me because I have Tweakaroo, and I deal with way too many blocks to not have this on. It's useful. Over here we've got concrete corner, some extra storage for stuff, how to make the concrete, miscellaneous sort of just whatever I want, villager stuff, saplings, food, potions, stuff for fireworks. Over here we've got just general collection of end rating armor with some actually really good stuff in here. Ender pearls and redstone, new dripstone, deep slate stuff that was added in 1.17, music disc. And these are sort of ores plus rare blocks. I don't accept moss. Moss should realistically be over here. These are the items that don't need an entire double chest, but you still need to have storage for them. Item frames I use a lot of. Scaffolding. Shulker boxes when I didn't have... when I couldn't stack them, right? Obsidian, which I just used a whole bunch of in a project. Got a beacons. And axolotls. And beehives. Over here we've got the general block storage. You guys get the gist of it. You can take a look. Ooh, ah. And then ender chest. And then I built this. I wanted to use copper in a build, and it looked good with the stone brick. So I was like, yes. Do it. Stone cutter. And then over here, we've got sort of my collection of random trinkets and bits. Got some axolotls, our bows, cactus, and hello please, and Tori, she's one of my mods. Posted a picture in the Discord a long time ago, and one of my viewers commented that she looked like a pufferfish. So I had to take advantage of it and name a pufferfish after Tori. That's a channel meme. I don't know. I don't know how this started. Rip John the Drowned. John the Drowned was an unnamed drowned that I had by my end portal, and I'll explain how we lost him when we get there. This is Joe. Joe provides us with all sorts of snow products. Joe is a very happy man. Over here we have the 116 Nether Room. Talk about this map in a little bit. But you can kind of see I went for two different biomes here. We've got the nether, the red nether and the blue nether with different floorings. The ceiling is alternating red nether brick and nether brick. Then I decided to throw in a basalt delta biome over here with sort of black stony obsidian black block exterior here. And this, if you fall right here, leads us to our secret potion area. So I can be a drug dealer and make all sorts of potions, like water breathing and invisibility. Crafting table for all your needs. I'll build an auto potion brewer eventually, but for now, this provides me with all of my potions. This area is what used to be... I've built the house on top of this little hill. I just covered it up instead of filling it in. So I didn't dig this out. It just naturally was like this. Here's a little concrete machine. Of course, shout out to Grace. Love you. She's in chat right now. So with this one, you've got an observer, which powers a dropper. So you put your concrete powder in here. You put less than a stack concrete powder in your offhand. You just hold left and right click. And then when you break it, it'll give you one, and then you place it, and so forth and so forth. I don't know whose tutorial this is, but just Google simple concrete maker, and I'm sure it'll pop up. This down here was a mine. I think I used it for coal. Came down here, hit the ravine, and said, hell no, and turned around. Turned around. I think I just mined for coal over here. Coal or lapis. One of the two. Just sort of a simple mine. And then as we come out here, is it nighttime? Ooh, it's almost nighttime. As we come out here, there's not supposed to be... I should really build like a piston door there. But I just leave it open because I use it enough. I originally wanted to cover it up, but I didn't feel like breaking the block every time I came out here. This used to be where Cookie sat. I used to leave him in the elements before I built the shrine for him inside. He sat out here for easily like over a year. This right here was the first attempt at beautifying the overall base. And you can see I sort of overcomplicated the path. Way too many blocks, and then I figured it out over here. Looks a lot better over here. With bushes, there's shroom lights with moss carpet here. Can't see the shroom light, but trust me, it's there. And I kind of got the hang of it, sprinkling in some gray blocks along with coarse dirt and the path block from the shovel, as well as some grass. Didn't cover this one up. And I guess we'll we'll talk about this. This is the Hall of Remembrance. So every pickaxe that I have, you'll notice this one is named Pecho Silk number 53. Yes, this is the 53rd pickaxe I have made in the world. And as implied by the name Hall of Remembrance, we are remembering how all of these pickaxes died. So the first one, we made 2020. I fell in the void without my elytra. This one I blew myself up with. And then they're kind of out of order here in terms of when they broke. But once we get down here, you know, this one broke before this one, broke before this one, and so on and so forth. But when it means death by shatter, it means I broke them by forgetting to swap them out. I just broke them from overuse while mining. We are missing a couple here. I think we're missing 3, like 42, 56, and another one. I'm gonna have to go through and manually go like one by one and confirm, because I was lazy. This is sort of a simple sandstone build too. I wanted to build in the same style as this roof right here. We'll talk about this building in a little bit, but I wanted to emulate this, but make it look better. And I think I pulled it off quite well. I'm quite proud of how this building looks. I'm not sure about the design, and at least you know, the window. It's very open floor, open air, kind of like you would expect sort of a temple or somewhere where you go to worship the dead pickaxe. Sadly, in 117, it's not bright enough to completely illuminate every square, so mobs can still spawn in here. But in 118, everything is illuminated enough. Moving on to what is actually directly outside of my base, we've got your basic wheat fields. And then over here this is automatic. If I press this button, water will come, wash all the seeds down, and they will get collected and go into this chest right over here. I've got melon and pumpkins farmed correctly, as Grim would say, because Grim yelled at me back at the old base for farming them incorrectly. But that's that. Over here, there used to be a giant cow farm, but it was causing way too much lag. Like, this place isn't already laggy enough. So I killed all the cows and built a separate area for that. That was the thumbnail of my last world tour, was the cow fountain. All of these chests are where I'm going to be storing all of the blocks from the creeper farm. So I'm going to store them in shulkers, all 4.2 million stone or whatever that I collected and mined is going to be stored in here. And this is actually enough to hold them if they're all in shulkers. And then over here, we've got the stats, since redstone isn't going to be in here. So I collected 7318 ore, and when Fortune 3'd it all, it turned into 45,000 dust. This is how many raw gold I have, and that's actually in here. You can't see it. But I did use a stack for powered rails. So minus 64 ore, and then realistically it should be minus 147 raw gold, because I used it all. But 64 ore turned into 147 gold, which was then smelted. So that's what that area is. I guess while we're over here we can keep talking about what this is. This is a sugarcane farm. The storage is full, more than likely. But it runs, yep, it's definitely full. Minecart should still be moving, I think. Yep, minecart's still going. It's full as... It is barely moving. Oh my goodness. I should really add some more powered rails. Because it... That is... I didn't realize it was like this. But this is where I get all the paper and sugarcane and paper I need for fireworks, and sugar for all of that. On top, this is where I farmed the chorus fruit that you saw stored in my storage room. This is where I farmed it all. Just right on here. Went to the end, got some flowers, and Boom. Makeshift chorus fruit farm. For this building over here, I'm actually going to go in it because it features a redstone machine that I am quite happy of. The piston door. Completely built this myself. It's pretty simple. Let me see if I can show it off. Right, so button, redstone runs in here. We've got a redstone torch, which then powers this piston and this redstone, which then runs up and powers this piston. Very straightforward and simple, and that's how it works on both ends. But as I go in here, you notice it's completely dark. Let me actually stop the minecarts from running. It's completely dark, and that's because when you put something smeltable in here, it all lights it up. If I put that in here, when I go, you can see that it lights up. And it provides enough light. The air is completely spawn-proof. Don't worry. Oh, I should definitely pick up some glass so there's room. There's one big issue with this. With this, though, is if you look back here, for some reason, because the minecart's going fast enough, the thing that wants to be smelted can sometimes end up in furnaces here because it rounds the corner too fast and gets pushed into a block, and so some sand, for example, can end up here. I don't know how or why, but it's not that big of a deal to just go in and pick it out every once in a while, but it is something to be mindful of. So always make sure that you leave more room for turning. And then this is just the auto input of fuel and things to be smelted, and then the output is there. This is what I have in there, but just scaled up to the maximum. I needed to smelt 6 shulkers of sand to turn into glass, and I wasn't about to wait and deal with the whole sand going into the fuel compartment over here, and so I just said we're gonna build a temporary storage thing. And sadly, all of the product doesn't get distributed evenly. I need a powered rail like every 3 blocks or something. I was informed, and yes, it's cursed. But this is how I provide power to this. This will be torn down, and I will build a super smelter area. Bringing it back on over here, I've got this water feature, which is honestly the first decorative thing I built here. When none of this was here. This was the furthest my base had pushed this way. And I'm quite proud of it. I don't know if proud's the right word, but I think it looks kind of cool, and it's sort of a little... It's capped off with an ender chest, so it looks like sort of treasure, like a little statue for an ender chest. And it's useful. Feels like everything hates me this week. Don't die, don't die. Oh. This is called Villager Village. You might notice there's no villagers in it. They all died from pillagers. So sad. But this map used to be an older version. It's not locked, but I accidentally picked it up one day and it updated. But you can see that's Netherwart. That's before 1.16. You can see the old cow farm here, right? There's no sugarcane farm, there's no smelter. I had just started building Villager Village. Uh-oh. I can't pick that up. Huh. Perfect. Locked. Saved. Saved it. But yeah, there's no any other buildings. No sugarcane farm, no nothing. This actually used to be carrots. And there used to be more of a sugarcane farm here, but I took it out. No extensions built yet. Super early version of the world. And I wanted to expand it upwards, but I didn't expand that way, so there's no point in having those there. This building is part of Villager Village. This is the one with the cool roof. All of these are designed by me, obviously, because look at them, they look awful. Cool story about why there's a block missing here. I was doing the advancement that you have to shoot a bullseye in a target block. And I was positioned over here. And I was shooting over there. And for some reason, I didn't like the target block not being on level ground, so I mined it and I put the target block there. I don't know why I haven't replaced it, or even why I took it out in the first place. But that's why there's no slab there. Here we've got a little chicken farm. This is full of eggs. I don't need any more eggs anytime soon. So I killed the chickens to prevent lag. Really, I should mine the hopper to prevent lag, but whatever. This right here is a custom-made hill. 100% custom-made, and that's activating, so deal with lag for the next, like, 3 minutes. If we go in the front doors through here, there's 2 farmer villagers. They sell me golden carrots when I was using golden carrots as my main food source. And I zombified them by trapping zombies here. And they make a lot of noise, but you can see it's custom built hill because this is here. You can actually go in. I hit it pretty well, the entrance to this. There's a lever right here. Once again, nice and straightforward. And then this is if I want to like replace the zombie or something, I can pop in there. Originally I planned to have more, but I just kind of just left it alone. This design and shape, you might be thinking, why would you do? It was random. I was just like, I need a shape. I want a shape. So I went over, and there's a desert over there, and I just started throwing blocks down randomly, and this was the sort of leaf shape that came out. And then the 4 levels, I don't know why I decided to do the 4 levels, but I did, and this is where I keep like melon and pumpkin storage and weakness potions in there. But that's why that's there. As we work our way over here, you'll notice there's a 100 and a 200 and a 300. If you're saying, what are these for? These are celebrating the 100, 200, and 300th episodes on Twitch. So every time I go live on Twitch, the episode counter goes up by 1, and these are all the people who were here. So during episode 100, you can see my name used to be Rouindog12 on Twitch before I changed it. And there have been a couple people who've made it to all 3 episodes. I believe Grace, Jimmy, Weaselstorm have all made it to for all 3. I'm probably forgetting a couple. I've made it to all 3. I think Matt might. Yeah, Matt. And then is Matt up here? Aw, rip. I swear. Whatever. Low bar for content? Okay, it's a world tour. Shut up. It's currently episode 344. So when we hit 400, we'll put a 3-block barrier and ta-da. That'll be 400. I've calculated when this is going to hit build height. It's going to be episode like 1300. Or no, like 3300, I think. And that is possible. It's going to be in like 30 years or something like that, but it is possible. Over here we've got our little bee aquarium. There's 7 different bee farms. Or 7 different ones on the trees, and then obviously there's a whole bunch of them. When I needed honey for something. See, I've got shears and bottles and all of that, and then I'm just gonna come through here. This is going to be the automatic bee farm. And it's kind of built this sunset theme with the sun being over here and string to hold up the concrete powder, and this took me way too long. This took me like 3 hours. This took me like 3 hours on episode 200 to build. It was a pain in the butt, but I don't think it looks too bad, personally. That's the bee farm. And as we make our way, I don't know, as we make our way out, go behind the bee farm. This area has changed quite a bit. Currently, it is an auto sheep farm. There's 10 white sheep and 10 green sheep, all collecting wool, because I needed it for the carpet of the creeper farm. And that'll make more sense when I talk about the creeper farm. But there's that. Originally, it was a villager frick chamber that extended all the way out to here. And the reason it was a villager frick chamber is because it was basically just a villager breeder with a whole bunch of beds and a whole bunch of villagers, and I just fed them carrots and they just popped out babies. That was their whole purpose. It was a stone brick building. I'll throw up a screenshot now if I have one. If not, don't worry about it. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to edit. Over here we've got the Melon and Pumpkin Farm. I think this is a Shulker craft design. I'm not entirely sure. But currently it's being converted into bone meal since I don't need melons and pumpkins. But we're filling up, so should probably take some time to convert these into bone blocks soon. Decorated floor with is this cyan terracotta, I think? Yeah. Down here this is the first original place for a beacon. This is where I mined out for resources and diamonds. And all of the cobblestone walls denote slime chunks, except obviously I have missed one. Or maybe misplaced because, you know, it spawned. Slime shouldn't spawn. And this is what I used to get the Furious Cocktail achievement. It actually is a YouTube video on my channel. It's in the Minecraft playlist, I believe. Not the Minecraft VOD playlist, but the Minecraft playlist before I started streaming. I was making YouTube videos, and we got a Furious Cocktail using this machine, and there was some redstone here. I stood here, and I got it. I'll give you a little clip of what that looks like right now. Insert clip of me getting Furious Cocktail with my shitty mic here. Editing. Kami. Kami's a professional editor. He gets paid to edit. Coming out of the underground hole, we have my projects to complete board, and that actually looks quite good. Oh, we've got clean up villager and iron golems. I've officially done that, so I can take that off. Castle storage sections, nope, nope, nope. Close. Close, close. No. But I don't use this much anymore. It's just kind of note-taking. Got some signs and stuff. Sort of decorated. I think it looks pretty good. Now we get to talk about the elephant in the room. This thing. This is an XP bank. So the way it works is, this is what you're smelting. This is your fuel. So the Cactus Farm runs lines, and they're evenly split. 2 modules. Why is there a dude? No wonder my world lags like crazy. There's mobs. There's mobs with items. And there's somewhere down here, there's a whole gaggle of zombies. Yeah, here we go. They have items. So these can't despawn. So that's why my world is so laggy. Is there's just zombies everywhere with zombies everywhere with items. But this is your fuel. This is what you're smelting. And the cactus come up this way, and the bamboo come up behind. And you can see the cactus come in here and the bamboo come in here. And every time you smelt something in a furnace, you get XP. It doesn't go directly to you. You only get it when you click on an item out of a furnace. So if you have a hopper sucking it out, you can keep gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining XP until you flick the lever and are able to actually pick something out of the furnace. I shall demonstrate. So if we take the lever, I don't know how recent this has been used, but when this smelts, I'm actually going to repair my pickaxe. And we're going to get a whole bunch of XP. See, look at that. We went from 7 to 72 levels. And we repaired our tools. So this is an incredibly easy way to get experience. And if you leave these going and forget about them, they can accrue hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of levels. As you can see, I didn't even know how much we had. But we went from 7 to 72. And the reason that we're smelting cactus is because cactus, believe it or not, gives the highest XP per item smelted of 1 XP orb. So just like one individual orb per item. And then this is a simple pulse extender that you push the double observer in, it triggers, and then pew 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 pew. See if I can activate it. I think if I do this, it should work. There we go. We activated it, and then it shoots the cactus green. I always call it cactus green, but now it's green dye. And then why not shoot it into a giant pit of lava? Because you can. This is the simple redstone device that allows the hopper minecarts, when they have bamboo in them, they come and then they empty all of their bamboo out before leaving. So pretty much a comparator detects that there's items in here. It then depowers the redstone torch, which depowers the repeater, which turns the rail off. And so once it stops, so if I take this out, you'll see this turns off, which then turns this back on, which powers this, which powers the rail. Pretty straightforward, simple stuff. And then there's an observer clock and a dispenser here. There's composters to reduce lag on all the hoppers. And then the bamboo just gets shot over here. Now we have this bad boy, the incredibly inefficient redstone machine. We don't talk about this. This is 4 pulse extenders that all power this. And after building it, I realized that all I had to do, I don't know why I just wired it into this 4 different ways. I theoretically could have just powered 1 line, but I would still need 4 pulse extenders, because that's the length of the duration I want. Why I need that is to reduce lag, actually. So it probably just adds to lag, but this is pretty simple. When this piece of bamboo grows up, it detects it, sends the flying machine on the way, powers this line, which then starts this pulse extender, which goes for like 2 minutes, and then this pulse extender runs down here, and it runs for another 5. Basically, this is a 5-minute timer to have the minecarts down here, be able to pick up items, because after 5 minutes, all of the bamboo despawns, so there's no reason to have them going back and forth anymore. That's what this is. It's 4 pulse extenders, because that's the length of about 5 minutes. And then this also powers the observer clock, which powers the observers. And obviously we're out farming the clock because we have a fuel backup, and that's okay, because it'll eventually even itself out. Because while there's still fuel in here, when it activates, the cart won't go back and forth. But that's the XP bank. This is John Bam's Cactus Farm design, and it's my bamboo farm design. Well, I think this is actually Ray's Works, but it's whatever. It's like a cactus flying machine. But I think this is Ray's Works. This, you can't really call this a design. It's just a giant row of bamboo. We're almost done in this first area. I know, lot to talk about. But I require to gain some elevation while we talk about this next part. You'll notice that this base is an island. It wasn't an island originally. Some major terraforming had to happen to make this an island. So, the reason it's an island is because why not? So, all of this was natural. This, it didn't originally connect up, so I had to connect these two up. This was all natural, and then you can tell right here is where it becomes unnatural. So the straight line, but then linked up over here, there used to be another outskirt of water here, but I drained it. Natural. And then originally it went this way underneath the Cactus Farm. Sorry. And then this was all river, and it led here. So originally it was boom, 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 boom. And then you could see I blocked it off here. But I wanted to have the Cactus Farm be part of the island. So I wrapped the river around the Cactus Farm. I dug a whole trench through the savannah, brought it out over here, and then lastly dug it through here and dumped it back in here. And I dug this out because normally it's not rivers going through deserts. Made this little area. This is all man-made, and then I had it linked it back up here. Decorated it with coral and sea pickles, so at nighttime it's illuminated, and it looks pretty cool. That's the Island River project. That took way too long to do, but that's sort of my rule is once I run out of room on this island, we're moving. We're just gathering all the stuff I need, and we're moving to that'll be the permanent base location. But this is temporary. Really nice and small and compact. That's everything I believe on the surface. I guess this is a custom hill right here. I built the trees. I built that little pond. There's actually a beehive on this pond. I don't know. I don't think the bee's alive, but that's that. Also, this is all custom here. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's went under some drastic change. Temporary, been here for 2 years. Remember, when talking about the time scale of this world, you have to take into account my entire life. So, we're gonna move eventually. Looks like we've got a new meme posted by Kami. Oh. The cactus. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Oh my goodness. That is actually S tier. Cactus was the imposter. I was thinking of the Terminator movie. Also, Comrade, did you really watch this clip 83 times? That's funny. Wrapping things up, we've got sort of the Bad Omen Pillager banner collection. This used to be the original villager location. Used to have a whole bunch of villagers down here until I moved them into the frick chamber over there. But that's what that used to be. And I guess I will show where the doors in the Nether Room led to. Oh, this is Ed. The brother to Ted. And I will show Ted on screen now. I don't even remember making the clip. You made the clip to make this meme. It's that's what you made. Oh, was I in the wrong scene the entire time? I was on the wrong scene the entire time. Wasn't I? Shit. But that's you made. I was in the wrong scene, wasn't I? I was in the wrong scene, wasn't I? Probably just kept it running while I was making. Right, that's my assumption. Actually, was I in the wrong scene? I'll go back and wrapping it up, guys. Wrapping up the above ground. We've got a whole bunch of pillager banners. I used to keep villagers down here until I moved them to the frick chamber that used to be over there before the wolf farm. That's what this little area is for, little water elevator. And then last but not least, we've got what's in there. Go show it off in the Nether Room. Instead of going to the Nether portal, we go down this design of doors. And I saw this in a Fit MC video. And I don't know why I remember this, but I think he was showing off Space Valhalla 3. A base on 2B2T. And I saw this door design and I was like, yes. Give. Trying out the new nether blocks. And we've got it. Little water elevator here, which brings us to the beacon. Grace designed this floor, and it is a bulk storage room. So we've got chests here. These are mainly filled with sand. And then over here we've got stone, wood, some ocean monument blocks, some leather. Just bulk storage, stuff that I have more of one double chest's worth of in here. That just need to be stored down here. And these are slabs, so the chests can actually open. Eventually, this will be a diamond block beacon. Eventually, when I replace it. And these are some signs. Wonder who that's in reference to. That's in reference to Kristen, one of my IRL friends, and then, of course, Creeper. Oh, man. Alright, I think that concludes this area. So it's time to move on to the Nether, where we are going to go and talk about all the sorts of various things that I have done. So, this is the Nether Hub. Yay! It's just a hole. Yep. This right here takes you to the village that we saw flying on the way here. But if you go this way and then hang a right, you'll be back at our original base. But if we take a trip down here, we should go to that Guardian Farm that was on the map that I said that we will talk about later. Nothing is labeled. Nothing is indicated anywhere. So if you... I could be going the completely wrong way. But if you'd like, you know, to know what's going on, just ask me in the comments. Like, how do I get here? Or pay attention. That works too. But this should take us to... Yes. The Guardian Farm. Which is probably my favorite project on this world. So, how it got like this is I put a whole bunch of sand in a giant block, and then I dropped it. Like with the flying machine. I built it on scaffolding, and the flying machine just went and knocked it all out. And that was that. Cue the reaction of that actually happening. And then we dug up all the sand, drained it. You can kind of see this process in the recap. But built a little flower here. And then I have no idea whose Guardian Farm design this is. But basically the Guardians, they just fall and then they get funneled into the center there. And there should be storage back here, maybe? Yes. This is the... I don't know why there's chests here. This is how you get into the storage. Where I built an auto sorter and everything gets sorted in nice, neat little sections. This is just junk / overflow. And there's soul campfires up there that they burn on. This was the first big project that I had accomplished in this world. And I couldn't be happier with it. Over here I used to have a whole bunch of chests and stuff, and I think maybe I tamed a cat. I think I brought it back home. But there used to be a cat here that oh, yep, here he is. I tamed him. He's been here since I came over here, since the village. Don't shove the cat down the... Be careful. This is what I use to view them. This is what I use to view the Creeper Farm, or the Guardian Farm sand drop. And then over here was the redstone launch contraption. And obviously the reception of the flying machines is over here. I still haven't cleaned them up. 2 years later, pretty much. That concludes the Guardian Farm. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it for this place. So now we will find out what else is in my Nether Hub. Or in my Nether portal. Woohoo! We're just gonna go stop by stop. And talk about each and everything. First stop is just around the corner, and I think this is the most recent project that I'm working on. Yes! This is the sheep wool farm. There are enough dispensers for 26 or 16 sheep for each of the 16 colors. Now I only needed, these are all green. These are white, and then that's the only one that's not white, which is gray. That's because Creeper Farm things, I only needed green and white, but I figured I'd prepare the whole thing for when I eventually need another wool color. And Mac gave me an order, so that's why there's green, light blue, gray, light gray, or light gray, gray, or something. I'm not sure, but there's white there. White at the end, black's at the start, or no, red's at the start. Black is somewhere in here. But the reason that the Nether portal's up there is because I originally tried to chunk load it, but it turns out you can't chunk load because random grass grows on a random tick, which you can't chunk load. This is my little AFK area. These are shulker boxes, and this is carpet that placed on a creeper farm. This is the redstone contraption used for the minecarts. It's the same one you saw at the Cactus Farm. This is where I get all my sheep. And that's a beacon, because while I was waiting for wool to grow, I farmed spruce trees, as you can see by the podzol. That's the wool farm area. There's nothing much to see. I guess you can see the rail designs, I guess. But just goes back and forth. There's some storage there and some more storage there. And this is what I use. Why did I mine all this out? Oh, I gathered stone. That's right. Why this is all mined out is because I gathered stone for the modules of the creeper farm. That's why this is like this. I completely forgot about this for a second, and I wouldn't have shown it off if I hadn't remembered. That's why there's giant holes. And you can see there's geodes. Ooh. So eventually we'll decorate this and finish it, but no dye needs right now. Well, I need to dye. Get it? I'm funny. Okay. Next up on the list, we have... This should be the cow farm that we saw in the 21st month world tour. Here it is. If you haven't seen this before, it's a giant cow fountain. If I flip a switch, all the cows get collected and then they go wee, and then they get spat out. Yes, I know it's dirt, but it works. That's what matters. I don't see any of you guys having a cow fountain, so don't lecture me on what I need to do. It's really annoying because sometimes they die because slime blocks are buggy and things. But this is how we provide all the food, the breeding material for the cows. And there's... How many cows are there in here? I've had up to 1,500 cows in here. Looks like there's only about 750. So, pretty manageable size here. But the way that it works is if I stand up here, there's a lever for the wheat field and the cow farm. I don't actually know which one is which, but each one is hooked up to a repeater. And I'm not really sure how this hasn't broken anything, but I'm just going to accept it that I was smart. Yeah, look, I was smart. Okay. Each one of these is hooked up to a repeater, and then the signal is sent everywhere. And underneath here, this is how we depower and power these really quickly with redstone torches. That's the cow farm. Breeding material. Good to see you guys. Continuing down. Ooh, I think that was actually something. Yes, yes. This is something. This is going to be the eventual location of an automatic cobblestone farm, I believe. Yes, I sort of flattened the area. I'm going to build it in the plains. Right over there. Ugh. Was close. I'm going to build it right over here. I'll flatten it out, build a nice, giant stone farm so I don't have to mine for any more stone. You might be going, you have 4.2 million. What are you going to need more stone for? Well, yeah, big, stupid, dumb projects. But this will be the eventual location for that. So we make our way back towards my base. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So we make our way back towards my base. We have this, which I don't think I've shown this off in a world. I think I have. This was in the this was the 18th month world tour, where this was the next big thing, the XP Bank of Doom. There is actually things to update on. I have finished it. After I finished the Creeper Farm dig, I went and I completely finished this. Also, ignore the fact that I built this 2 layers high. Just shh. It's going to be covered up anyways. The idea of what sort of building to put this in is, if you know Slay the Spire, maybe I'll turn it into a Slay the Spire type building. I'll throw an image of that on screen. But the issue is I've already used white concrete, because I was originally going to turn it into kind of like a modern bank type of thing, because it's an XP bank, right? That's what this is for, by the way. This is an XP bank. It's the one that I have at my base, but scaled up 4 times. And according to the math, I'm going to need about a stack of furnaces to keep up with the cactus, at least. But I'm looking forward to that. The bamboo farms, you can kind of see by the netherrack markings right here and here, and I have a design for that. I don't actually know the design, but I built it, and it's in a YouTube VOD somewhere, so I'll look it up when need be. But that's what this project is for. I'm happy that it's done, and that now we can start gathering resources for the bamboo farm. And I'd just like to point out that this project has stemmed from the completion of the creeper farm. I need to build a stone generator so I can farm a whole bunch of stuff. I need a tree farm. I need the whole list of farms to be able to make this XP bank work. And so that's what we're doing in the world right now, is building all of the farms that I need to be able to make this XP bank work, and I have to farm manually for hours on end to gather resources. I think I need to go, yeah, I need to go this way. That little ladder right there takes us up to a raid farm in the overworld that isn't worth me showing off. We're actually going to go back to the base, because there's other stuff near the base that I need to talk about. I didn't talk about Turtle Island, or Turtle Cove. This is where all my turtles hang out, so I need turtle eggs. I just breed them. And I dug this area out, and it's really laggy, which makes me think the bamboo farm is harvesting. Oh my goodness. Is that my charger? It's not my charger, I don't think. Let me check. It is not my charger. That is actually the bamboo farm. Oh my god, I'm literally getting seconds per frame. Ah, that's why. Because that makes sense. We'll let the bamboo farm go. Talk about Turtle Cove once we get done with this. You make my life painful, you know that? How are you doing, Genevieve? I already asked you that. How are you doing, Grace? I don't know. I'm not focused on chat. Chat's not active, and that's okay. But I'm like, I don't know. Have I asked you things? Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Alright, after the lag fest that is the bamboo farm. Talking about Turtle Cove, I dug this out, and this little area is if they want to come chill and land underwater, but I don't think I've seen any of them in here. That's Turtle Cove, just when I needed turtle eggs, and this was the raid farm that I was talking about. It doesn't work. It's broken. Did I see my bandage? I did. This area over here is where I have been farming the majority of my wood, which I need for the creeper farm project. So I got a whole bunch of saplings and sticks and bone meal and a beacon to haste to mine wood. And that's what this little area is for. This is when I needed to gather sheep for the wool farm. So I just attached them on a lead. I pulled it up and then I flew with an elytra, because if you use a firework, it breaks the lead. Over here is my general mob farm. This is my design. Yes, this redstone is complicated. I've made a video explaining it. I'll put a little eye in the corner that links to this video. I think it's old Mike Lucas explaining all of this. But it worked enough to get me enough string that I ever need. So basically, the mobs die, and then periodically they get flushed. The items get flushed into the store system. And that's what this is. Got a shulker box that stores the redstone block. If I put a redstone block here and then break this, it starts the timer. This is my AFK spot, and the only reason I'm coming up here is because Emil something did a quack here. He told me like a year and a half ago to make this sign. I've seen him once since then, but figured I'd show it off because that's why it's there. Continuing past the mob farm, we are going to go see one of my favorite looking farms, but first, we have to stop by our bestest friend, Mr. 6 High Tall Cactus. It's pretty cool, naturally spawning. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I think they can spawn infinitely. It's just really rare. So, 6 High isn't too bad. But over here in the ocean, we have the Overworld Gold Farm, which is definitely operating at reduced rates. I don't remember who it was, but I saw someone on stream build a I'm gonna actually come over here to get rid of the portal noise. Build an Overworld Gold Farm that looked exactly like mine, and it was operating at like 10 times the speed. But if I ever need some gold or whatever, the zombie piglins get attracted with the turtle eggs. That's where I needed the turtle eggs for. And they come, and then they fall. And then hopper chain to right over here. I wanted to turn this into sort of a Subnautica-like base, which is... I've actually put some detail into the walls, and this is a blue room. And eventually, maybe I'll come back and I'll expand this later. If you notice, the gold farm was on my list of things on the to-do board. So, that's why it was there. Maybe I'll do something with this. I'll probably just end up building one in the nether. Dig a nether perimeter, and that'll be that. I'm not sure why there's... Oh, this is the floor. Makes sense, I guess, but they all fall down there and then they die. This is my bed. Oh, there's 2 beds, apparently. That's kind of interesting. That's the Overworld Gold Farm. This is where I mined a lot of obsidian. That's not where I used most of my recent obsidian for. But that took like 10 hours of mining obsidian. It was not fun. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think it is time to head the other direction in the nether. So we can go explore all of the fun goody gumdrops things that are over on the other side. no. Ow. Die. Through here takes us... Is this a 0 durability? That's 1. Going through this portal, which is right by our spawn, takes us to the village over here. Used to be... There's still 8 farmer villagers here that I can trade with for golden carrots. I think I have another one trapped somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. But this is where I got the villagers for the villager frick chamber. Originally got them from over here. And then you can see my base right there. Right in the out of the corner of your eye. But I just trekked them over on the other side of the hill there, and that's where I got my villagers from. Back in IFT. Hi, Grace, hi. The reason there's a floating crafting table here is because, like, some amounts of blocks that way, there is a portal that I used to complete the subspace bubble achievement. And originally it was on netherrack, and I mined it, so now it's just a floating crafting table. And that was just to denote the direction of that portal. This was 2 years ago. I have no idea why I remember that. But I do remember it. This way. Actually, I am going to set my spawn point. Actually, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It actually is fine. As we trek this way, our first stop is going to be the end. So this is the ice recently built, like less than 2 months ago. I built the path to the end. And this is where we get to talk about John the Drowned. Rest in peace, John the Drowned. Lucas really skipped the whole tour idea and decided to tell us a story about every single block. I did say it was going to be all in depth, so you guys get an idea of what I'm thinking about. Grace. Unfortunately, this is Bob. It's not John. He's holding an item. The reason he's made sure he's holding an item and he's named is because John was an unnamed, un-item holding drowned. He was able to stay around in this pond for so long because the only time I would ever load these chunks is through the Nether portal. Because this is so far away from everything. I just took a screenshot. So far away from everything that he wouldn't despawn, because down there's the end portal. I dug a tunnel straight down, and then boom. And then I go through the portal. So he can't despawn. It was like that for a year, maybe. And then I was flying this way, and I came across it. And I came here, and I was like, no. And he despawned. So that's why we're ripping John the Drowned. But don't worry, we have Bob now. Down here is the entrance to the end. This is a little Enderman killing chamber here. I don't know why this is here, but it is. I'm going to ignore the beacon and the 8 bazillion torches over there for now and bring us over here. This is John Bams' Enderman Farm design. Works like a charm. However, I am not going to get anywhere close because loud screeching noises are very loud and very annoying. So they just spawn up here. They're attracted by an endermite. It's in here. I don't know what he's named. Can I tell what he's named? Doesn't show me, does it? No. But they're all very angry at him. Sometimes they get stuck here. But when more spawn in, they'll push these. The only reason they're not is because the mob cap is filled. This is the Enderman Farm. There is an enchanting setup. And then this is to let me know I have to hang up Tetra Silk V6 or 56, Unknown Pickaxe, and Tetra Silk 42. So those are the ones I need to hang up. Random stuff. Ender chest, enchanting table, ender pearls, random stuff that this chest was here when I needed to build the farm. And then this is little extremely inefficient disposal of ender pearls. You can hear. So it just shoots them into the void. That's the Enderman Farm. You build it far enough away from the main end island, so mobs can't spawn here. Thanks for look, Genevieve. Now, the elephant in the room. The Obsidian Pillars. There's only 4 here. The rest have been mined for their obsidian. Now, what is this all about? This is what happens when you try to get a shulker into the overworld to build a shulker farm, which you'll see as soon as I go through the end portal. I get it in a minecart, but then as soon as you use the activator rail, you want it to teleport to a very specific spot, so you have to block all of the available teleportation spots with... You just have to block it. So I use torches, and then I ran out of that, and then I use iron trapdoors. And that's that. I don't know why... Oh, the beacon is for... mining obsidian. You're like, why did you put the beacon inside of this? Because, why would the shulker just teleport here? Don't worry, I built this after I did the whole shulker to the overworld thing. Somewhere through these end gateways is how I got it, the shulker to the overworld, and I don't really feel like showing you guys, and truthfully, I don't remember which one it is. So, how you get all of these end gateways is you have to kill the dragon 20 times. There's a maximum of 20. And so, way back in 2020, I killed it 20 times. Eventually, my plan for the end island is to completely mine every single block except the bedrock and then build something here. But I anticipate them doing an end update sometime soon. Like 120, 121 maybe. But we've got plenty of stuff to keep us entertained until then, so... Then I'll probably update the end, respawn the end dragon, respawn all the pillars, and then start an end project. Now we get taken back to spawn, which here is one of the shulkers. And then I actually brought 2 to the overworld, and the other one is dead, long dead by now, but it was used in the farm up here. Still haunts me? What do you mean, Grace? I'm just taking a break. I'm thinking. I sure did do a scratch cat. Hey, I just gotta kill it 20 times for it. Easy. Well, this is a bop. This right here is El Mango's peaceful iron farm. It's literally 5 villagers and 5 beds. And it provides more than enough iron than I need. This is just a little system I have. This sorts out the iron blocks, or the iron ingots, and the poppies turn into bone meal. And so far, I've farmed a lot of iron. This used to be full, by the way. Plus, my original iron farm design that I built I built little reds. It's just, it's scuffed. It's so scuffed. This is how I got the villagers up here. I was gonna rebuild this when it broke, but I was like, nah, I'll just build that one, and it's way easier. But this is, you know, more iron here. This is just leftover garbage. And this is spawn, by the way. So now I guess, now we can talk about the Shulker Farm. This is a design, I'll throw it up on a card to the video. I got Lightmatica just for this because there wasn't a strict tutorial on how to build it, so I just went. He provided a world download. I went in, made a schematic of it, and boom. But pretty much the way it works is this is the wrong one. Is it broken? Did it break? Where's the... Wait. I'm actually confused. There's supposed to be a minecart that goes around. Where... Wait, what? I just pick up. I'm actually confused. What happened? What? Where did it go? What happened? Oh. Well, the way this farm works is there's supposed to be a minecart that loops. Apparently it's broken right now. I'll have to... It's a really simple fix. So a minecart comes up here, picks one of these up, and then it falls through here. The shulker gets dropped off here, gets attacked by the snow golems, gets duplicated, and then this one eventually dies from hitting itself and dies. And then the minecart loops around, picks up another one, and continues the cycle. And then the ones that duplicate, they are forced either to refill what's up top, and then if they're not forced here, they go in here and they die by entity cramming. There's 24 minecarts in here, and they get entity crammed to death. And I would say that it has produced a lot of shulker shells. And I'm going to leave the farm off for now, because that's more than enough shulker boxes, at least for the time being. But this is a shulker farm. Once again, I threw the link up. Credit to whoever the dude is. I'll just throw it up in the corner. A link to his video in the corner. But this is spawn. Eventually, I plan on building a super awesome raid farm here, but eventually is in the future. moving on from the end, we have... I don't know what this leads to. Wait, is this just the end portal again? If this is the end portal again, I'm gonna be triggered. God. Take that, Bob. I'm actually cheesed. If I would have killed Bob, I would have just rage quit. Genuinely thought it was the HOA. Well, that's at the very end. No, I haven't covered that yet. I don't know which way I'm supposed to speak. This way. Coming out of spawn, we have approached the build that everyone has been waiting for, the Creeper Farm. This, since the world is in 117, this is a Logical Geek Boy design. Creeper Farm, and this is sort of the storage. Now, I want to build 49 modules of the Overworld design, and this is the rates that I get from about one. One module has produced this much gunpowder. I couldn't be more happy with its performance. You might be going, why do you need 49 modules of a Creeper? I want 1 million TNT. Why? Because I can. And because we're going to be doing lots of big booms in this world. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on the YouTubes for that. As we go to the Overworld component, though, I had to move the portal because originally my portal to get to the Overworld was right there, but I had to replace it for the farm. So I moved this. I moved the portal to the Overworld up here, and this will be the first time that you guys get to see the completely dug hole, because I haven't shown this off yet. Also, I need to figure out how to turn that off. Oh, I know how to. Area selector. How do I clear this? But this will be the first time you guys get to see it. And here we go. Here's all the carpet I was talking about. But look at this. Render distance isn't even high enough. This is 300 by 300. All hand dug, by the way. 100% hand dug. And all of the blocks are stored right here. This is all stone. All of it. Hand dug with the exception of creepers. True. You make a great point, Grace. You want to know how many diamonds I got? There you go. Isn't that pretty anticlimactic? I expected more. But nope. That's all you get. I got 4 million stone, though. I got that much stone. Got a lot of iron, though. Don't need it, but dirt, some more, all the stuff. But the largest hand-dug hole in Minecraft in single player before 118. That kept all the blocks. The keeping all the blocks part is what make it take so long. A little story about this. I dug half of this in 15 months, and I dug the other half in 29 days. Not even joking. It took me 15 months to dig half, and I dug the other half in 29 days. That just tells you, put your mind to anything, you can accomplish it. Now the reason that I'm doing carpet on the floor is because I'm currently in 117, right? I want to farm a whole bunch of TNT and gunpowder in 117. So when I update to 118 and the world is expanded downwards, I have the TNT to be able to blow my way down to the new bedrock. Because you're wrong if you think I'm going to sit there on my deep slate and collect it all the way down to bedrock. Yeah, you're high if you think I'm going to do that. Not after 17 months of digging it the way it is. I am not sitting through not insta-mining another 5 million blocks. Like, how about no? You know? And the reason we use carpet is because eventually I'm going to, when I blow my way through, it's all going to go away. I'm not going to tear up the carpet before I just blow it to bits. I'm just going to blow it to bits. So that's why it's carpet instead of something like stone, which, you know, I got the stone, just use the stone slabs. Nah. This is one module, Logical Geek Boy design. We got a little cat. We're going to need a lot of cats. But they get scared, they run, and then they go in the portal. Now the reason this doesn't work in 118... Oh, that's the wrong button. The reason this doesn't work in 118 is because if you look at F3, look at the light level. Right where I'm at. I don't know why it goes to 0. Oh, it's because I'm in the block. Okay. Yeah, it's 7. It's 7 right here. That's fine in 117. But in 118, mobs don't spawn here. The first level that would be available is here for spawning. So that's why I said we should farm the TNT in 117 and then move on. These are other materials to build the other 48 modules of Shulker Farm. So we've got our stone, we've got our obsidian here. You know, stone, trapdoors, an obsidian, and the glass, which you saw me building the temporary smelter for at the main base. The glass, because glass. Also, this is Race. Race is a streamer I watch a lot. He streams with Rain too. I don't know why I named a witch after him. I just did. Just accept it. I named it in honor of him getting partner. So, he's now a permanent addition to this world. Those 2 vines that you saw, I don't know why I haven't mined them, but I just decided that yep, we're not gonna mine those 2 vines. So now they're there forever. Unless they interfere with the build, but I don't think they will. I was originally thinking about building this as a creeper farm, witch farm hybrid, but I'm not sure. I'll build the full creeper farm and see if I want to build a witch farm afterwards. Also, I didn't mine this. When I was rebuilding portals, it spawned another portal right here. This was replaced with obsidian. So, I didn't do this. Mojang did. Blame Mojang. Trying to think, is there anything else you need to cover on the creeper farm? I don't think so. Yeah, that's the creeper farm. Moving on to the next attraction. We're at an amusement park. Okay. You know, you can see since we were in the overworld, the creepers spawn in the nether. Eventually they'll fall down. And we'll get gunpowder. I haven't built much over here. Other than... There's 2 things over here. This is my half-completed not worthy of finishing Bad Omen Farm. Of course, it was in I found a pillager outpost. It was in a spruce forest. Chopped it all down, and pretty much, if I want Bad Omen, which is rare, I just come here and kill all the pillager banner dudes. It's one of the earlier projects I did, and I just said, good enough once we got to here. But that's why this is here, and there's a little pillager banner there. I just wanted to clear the area out. That's the whole purpose of that. We have to travel a long way to get to our destination. This might be the last thing on the tour. Is the Mushroom Island Hoa. Why is it called the Mushroom Island Hoa? It's because if you earn 200,000 channel points in my Twitch channel, you get not a mansion built. No, it's more exciting than that. I build you a dirt house. First up on the list, there's 3 people who have the title of Mushroom Island HOA resident. First is Mac828. So this is the Model 1 dirt house that you get, where I throw in an item of your choice. It's all dirt. You get a crafting table and a furnace comes standard, and of course you get a sign with your name on it when you first achieved the dirt house. We also have another level 1 dirt house owner. We have Jimmy Jim 34. Jimmy's closing in on his second. He got his on the 11th or the 8th of November 2021. And he wanted a fully enchanted diamond hoe. So that's what he got. I also used an exact replica of that for my hoe for a while. And of course, the queen of the HOA, Grace. This is a level 3 dirt house. She achieved her level 3 dirt house, and you go up a tier with 100,000 channel points. That's so Grace has spent 400,000 channel points on this house. No, you didn't get to choose, Grace. I chose for you, and you'll see why. So in here, you can see it's a little bit different. You did choose the color beds you get when you get a bed. Here, you can see original house, the 20th of December, upgraded in June or July. Right, first upgrade, and then now we have the Gracinator. You get to choose the colors, of course. Duh. If you check out the montage, you'll see this. But inside, notice there's no dirt in the tier 3. So after tier 3, or tier 2 is the last tier with dirt. So, yeah. After tier 3, it just becomes after tier 2, it becomes just a house. Eventually, there's 5 tiers currently. Maybe I'll show a screenshot of them all on screen now. And eventually, I hope there to be like 25 tiers. That way, if you want to make an impression in my world, then spend 200,000 channel points, and I'll make an entire stream out of it, pretty much. Oh, and you get to choose your locations. Jimmy wanted his on the mushroom. Mac wanted the nice beachfront property, and Grace wanted overlooking the coral reef. There you go. Bubbles, good to see you, friend. Is there anything else I'm missing, chat? Am I missing anything on the world tour? Am I missing any? I don't think I'm missing anything. I think I got it all. Gonna have to think of some more soon. Probably. That was very loud. My throat is so dead. Kinda want to end stream after this. Just rest and relax and play some games. Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're back at the base. We have showed off everything in the Nether, but we're not quite done in the overworld. I mentioned the desert, and this will bring salt among many of my viewers because this is a project that has been going on since before I started streaming. This is a project that has been going on. So this is literally 23 months old. I remember going, well, it's just a wall. Yeah, that's exactly why people are mad. Because it's taken me 23 months to build a wall. This is the Evil Castle. Originally going to be my base, but now I want to turn it into a museum where there's one double chest for every single block in the game. And I haven't obviously finished it, so that's why there's just a wall. I am kind of proud of this system. Built this on my own. Push a button. You push a button and the lava goes down. And you go, wait, oh no, no. No. I wanted to keep you trapped, but fine, whatever. He's not going to despawn anyway. And so I also kind of made an outline for what I want the towers to be. Right here. So that's what this is for. Bed. But you'll notice there's 4 beacons coming out of the middle. This leads us to another unfinished project. The Villager Trading Hall. That's a fossil right there. Here you can see we've got a whole bunch of iron villagers. This is how I get all my emeralds, to just trade iron. Since I have infinite iron, I have infinite emeralds. These are librarians. Literally there's one with a sign on it. I'll fix that later. I have all the villagers that I need right now. Good. So I have all the villagers I want right now. So there's no need for any more. This is sort of the design I want. And then eventually we'll scale it over here and then connect it all together and ta-da. That's the Villager Trading Hall. Now, after I go to sleep, I will show off the other lucky boy. If I still remember where he's at. He spawned here. I think he's over here somewhere. Yes. Is he still here? Yep. Holding a piece of rotten flesh. A naturally spawned husk. Fully enchanted, or fully diamond, but no enchanted helmet, sadly. And he can pick up items. So maybe he will hold the netherite sword for Lucky Boy. But I think that is going to conclude the world tour, the 2-year world tour. If I missed anything, maybe I'll make an update video or I'll include it in the 27th month world tour. But I have been talking for a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you right back here for another video sometime soon. Goodbye!